What's up? What's up? I'm Minato, and welcome to another episode of Mimosas with Minato. So I'm gonna need y'all to sit back, relax, smoke some trees, or have a drink, and let's talk about life. Okay. Thank you all. Here's another episode of Mimosas with Minato, but we're gonna take a different approach today because I know a lot of us are hungover from last night.
Sure.
We all went out. It was a lot of people's birthdays, a crazy Leo season for whatever reason. So today I just want to focus more or reflect back on life and like from our journey from the beginning till now. Like, how is everyone feeling emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually? And I also want to reintroduce everyone here for like the new guest or people who are watching, and for our new guest that's here. So let's start from this way.
Okay. I'm Terrence. I'm 23. I'm a Pisces. I'm from Brooklyn, aka Flatbush, Black. I'm a fashion designer. I'm an artist. I'm about to be a musician. And I'm just like a spiritualist. And that's about it.
Hello everyone, I'm Jair, aka J Infinity. Instagram _EmmaPhoenix_. I'm a singer, model, spiritual advisor, and I'm here to just talk and speak my piece.
Alright, for y'all to know, I'm Minato. I'm an actor, artist, activist, a friend. And what about me? I'm a Libra, and I'm from New York City. Yeah, I don't think I really have an intro for me. Y'all know me, I'm the host. And here's our new guest.
Hi everyone, my name is Rob. Instagram is Robbie, it's ROBB, 5 I's and 1 E. Let's see, I'm a writer, former dancer, slowly getting back into it, an actor, and I'm just here to be a friend as well and have conversation.
Also, one of our guests here, Jermaine, he won't be able to make it because he went out last night and drank a few too many that he's unable to be present at the moment. Rest up. And Kaylon is busy doing his residency in Denmark. So shout outs to him.
Shout out to Kaylon.
So let's get started. So basically, like I said before, I wanted to talk more about how's life been treating everyone like this past summer so far. How do you feel like coming in from when we first started filming, and how you, as a person, how do you feel? What changed? What lessons you learned recently past, that you want to go for? Basically, spill the tea. Confessions moment of how we feel and everything.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. For me, I will say this past month, filming wise, living wise, my own personal life, I feel like is going in a direction that I really truly needed it to be. When I first started this, I won't say I was in a dark place, because I've had, as you know, this is the baby of the original thing I wanted, entertainment wise, but me and my partner it didn't work out, and then it broke up. And during that time, I would say I was in a dark place that I would use traveling as an excuse to get rid of that. Like,
Because you were traveling.
I was traveling a lot. I went to Europe, and then as soon as I touched back down here, I was like, no, I gotta go down south. Like, I really was trying to avoid being in New York City, and I realized I lived in New York. This is the only place I know. I've lived in New York all my life, and I always say, like, being here for so long, it just definitely drives you crazy. It definitely, you definitely need like scenery. So I'm happy that I'm able to travel. I'm upset that I don't want to say I lost a friend, but I felt like I lost the partner, in the sense I lost the parent, and now this is the baby. But I'm happy because with family and friends coming together, giving me advice, pushing me to it's time to start it, do it. It's your turn, make it what you want now. And to see where Mimosas with Minato has gone from the beginning till now, and I'm so excited and happy, and I thank all my family and friends who supported us thus far, and I appreciate all that, and I'm happy to see where can we go now, and all we can go is nowhere but up. So I'm good. I want to say emotionally, physically. I would say for the past week, I'm feeling like shitty. I'm getting a stomach bug, and I hope it's not like going around either, because people are starting to get sick. And
I rebuke you.
I just want people to be healthy.
Jesus' name.
Okay.
Basically, and how do I feel? Emotionally, I'm good. I'm in a weird spot when it comes to dating. Like I reintroduced the apps into my life after downloading them after breaking up with my ex. I guess it was my way to try to get over him, and I'm in like a weird limbo with it. I don't know. I remember I would say I was definitely emotionally invested before, and it was draining. Now I feel like I'm more emotionally detached, but now I also think I'm wasting my time being on here. Like I'm not in a hookup frenzy mood, but I'm also not in a I want to settle just yet. Like, especially since everything is picking up, I don't want to get distracted being in a relationship. And yeah, so I'm really trying to figure out what, like, you know what I mean? Things happen for a reason. I'm trying to figure out why am I still on this app? What am I doing now?
Well, why is that relationship a distraction for you?
In the sense of, I know we touched base upon it on the first episode. To recap, I spoke about how I lived with my ex for like a whole year, and it's like readjusting to being alone. And I'm trying to be more, I don't want to say it's a distraction. I want to be more self-sufficient where I don't need a person. I don't want to be codependent. And I feel like where I'm at right now in life, I'm still growing, but I'm not there at the level I need to be where a relationship wouldn't be a distraction. It would just be an add-on. Because I don't want to, I think the biggest issue with us was finances. And doing this and building and buying equipment and paying, like, you know, like, it's finance, but and I feel like it's an investment. Whereas if I dump all this money into, I gotta go on dates, I gotta buy this, I gotta buy food, so it's like, you know, I think that would be more of the distraction of it.
Alright, that makes sense.
As I'm opposed to and all that.
Yeah, because I'm in that place too. I'm not trying to tie myself into a relationship at this point, because I feel like I'm at the beginning of a whole new chapter of my life, where I feel like my mind has adjusted to the fact that I am a performer, I am a musician, and every step I make forward should be in that direction, because I'm only getting older. I'm in my mid-20s, so I need to like figure this shit out soon, because I don't want to be later in life trying to scramble and figure things out. So I feel like because of that fact, and because I realize that I'm getting to that point in my life, I feel like the reason a relationship would be a distraction to me is because naturally as a person, I divide my attention and my energy up daily. And if you are my partner or my boyfriend or something like that, you end up using up a lot of my time and energy because I give it to you. And that's just naturally what I want to do. When I'm with someone, I want to spend that time, I want to, you know, take time that could have been focused on other things, on you. And because of that, and because I know that I'm still in a building phase right now, in a construction phase within myself, I can't allow myself to be in a relationship. But I'm still out here, I'm still, you know, casually dating and seeing guys, and I don't use apps. We went over that the first episode. I don't use apps to find.
To recap, yeah, he doesn't use apps at all.
We just meet in person, and it works for me. And I like it that way.
Just meeting randomly at the bus stop.
The bus stop. Maybe not
the bus stop.
but definitely the subway platform.
Queer spaces.
That's happened. Well, queer spaces too. Yes. Okay. That happens all the time. But sometimes on the subway.
You see a hot guy across the platform.
And I should.
What's happened to you recently?
No. Listen, there was this one time I walked up to a guy. I was like, I don't know what your orientation is, but you are beautiful, and I just want to let you know, like, if you're not gay, I'm sorry, but I don't mean it disrespectfully.
So what did he say? I'm curious.
He was just like, well, I'm not gay, but thank you. Like, and he received it well.
Yeah.
But like, but there's a couple times where you gotta ask or you say whatever, and then it turns out that there's a match.
As long as not a like violent rebuttal, that's fine.
I think it's funny that it seems like we haven't got to your story yet, but I know I feel like listening to them, I feel like we're all going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I was with someone for 4 years, and once it ended, I went through like, it was like bad shit just kept happening. Like it went from us breaking up to me losing my aunt, who was like a second mother, to another one of my good friends us falling out, to my best friend leaving. It was just back to back to back to back shit.
Sorry to hear that.
And no, but back to back shit. And then all of a sudden, like shit just flipped. Like I got that promotion at work. I did the Pose work. I started writing again. I started the web series thing. It's just like all this just shit started happening, and I'm just. But I guess I'm in an awkward space because even though I'm trying the whole app situation.
Have you used apps before? Or?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Some days I want to entertain it, and some days I don't.
Yeah.
You know, or like in that moment I want to entertain it, and then most of the people use the apps for hookups. Let's be honest. And he's getting topped off. It's like in the process of it, I just lose interest. Like I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm
that's me.
Like in this weird ass space, and all I really want to be around is my friends and a good cocktail. You know what I'm saying? And
well, can I ask you this? Because I know for me, and I'm starting to realize, because recently, I don't want to say it's an escapade or a sexcapade. It was definitely of a make out, hook out moment. I'm not going to say names, but it was something, I think for me, I don't know if it's like I'm craving more of companionship, like a sense of like, I don't want to be lonely. I'm not necessarily looking for sex, but I would not mind having a body occupy my bed. In that sense, you think it's more of the intimacy of it when you go on the apps? Because I think that's what
To be honest, I think it is that at first. But then once I actually get that individual in front of me, I'm just like over it. Like just get your shit, get your bag, get your panties, like I'm just no longer
Okay.
So like now I've just been like putting my energy into all of the things I mentioned before. And every now and then I do dabble, or I get the urge to leave. And I do leave. Like I just get in the shit and be like, all right, I'm out.
Traveling too.
Yeah, but that's just it. I mean, I feel like things I should have been doing years ago I'm finally doing.
Yes.
And it's actually paying off quite nicely. So I'm just, it sucks because I don't have that person to celebrate with me.
The achievements.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just it. that's it. And I guess the whole physical aspect, I'm trying to remember what how you went down and did it. But basically, I'm Gucci. Like, I'm fine. I can get up,
emotionally, spiritually, and mentally.
And this be going through some things up here. But like, physically, I'm good. Like, I'll just, whatever.
I respect it.
What about you, Terrence?
Can I plead the fifth?
Okay.
No, I'm playing. Low key though, but I can honestly say I'm in a weird space in my life. Like it's the weirdest ever in the history of me being alive. And all right, if we talk about something random outside of relationships or emotional being, like just professionally, I've reached an impasse within myself I've been doing fashion design for like 10 years, and
Very good fashion design.
you know, I just feel like, you know, I got the press 2 years ago and I gave up on it because I felt like I got surpassed by a lot of people and it hurt my feelings. I do have an ego, and you know, when I was in fashion school, I felt like, you know, I'm teaching people how to do stuff because I'm so good, and then all of a sudden, you know, this friend got B in something, this friend got B in something, and I was just like, yo, this friend got Cardi in something. And then when I see that happening, because no shade, if I look at who's coming up or who's popping, like I know all of them low key, and I'm just like, oh, that's the best. So you know, I'm trying to pick my face up off the floor in that aspect. So that's something that's been bothering me.
Oh, I feel like you're comparing yourself to other
It's
people.
a part of it, but like legitimately, it's just my ego. It's really like knowing that I'm talented, but seeing other people less talented make it. I feel like, you know, and I'm not a hater because I can imagine some people have a better work ethic than me, you know. Like, no shit, I'm a manifester. Like, a lot of my opportunities and jobs and, you know, it's just manifestations. It's not because I worked harder, I can be honest. Every job I had in the history of my life, somebody was like, girl, like it's a call, you know. So I'm trying to figure that out. I'm attempting to do music just because I did reach an impasse. You know, you're supposed to do the things you love as a career, as opposed to doing things you know. I'm bored sewing, fashion, styling. I can do it for the rest of my life. I can make people fly. I can make myself fly. Sewing now, I cannot be Miss Kim no more. I can't. Music, I've been singing since I was a child to myself. I have a love and joy for music and sound. I write poetry, but I can write raps. I can write songs. And you know, since the year started, since last year, I've been writing a lot of material, and like I just finished writing because I'm like, you know what? Now it's time to pick songs for my little EP. And a bitch lost her phone last night, so that's half my music going. But I got my pad that's just started working.
So what happens? You turn up too hard.
But emotionally now, to like stop talking because I can open talk. I'm just in a weird space. I don't know what I want. Like I'm a Pisces. I love love. I like niggas. I've been doing this since I was 14. I am just in a space where I don't know what I want anymore from men. I feel like I try my best because I do like guys and I like being in relationships and I like taking care of somebody and feeling like I love them and they love me back, or feel the feeling of being desired. You know? And that's something I do enjoy. You know, I am a bitch that I don't like to sleep alone. You know what I'm saying? And that is me. You know, and I just feel like I don't know. I just got depressed after I got depressed after me and my boyfriend broke up. We was in an open relationship for like 7 years, which is weird. But like when we broke up, like that nigga cut me off. Like he was a sociologist. He taught at like the CUNY Graduate Center. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nigga had money. And like that nigga was paying my bills, he helped me with mad shit. Like he just buy me random shit. And I was with him, and when we broke up, that nigga cut me off, like straight.
So do you think you missed like I don't want to say I can't, it kind of is, but I don't think it's exact, but the codependency of it, things you didn't have to worry about now that the responsibilities are placed on you, you just missed that someone took that off your shoulders?
It's what you were used to before.
I've been working since I was 14, so I'm accustomed to doing what I need to do to get my life together and make my money. And what had happened was, you know, I was going through a lot in my early 20s. When I met him, I was 23. No, that is the truth though, but like, that ass, like, you know, I had different priorities. If he was giving me money, that nigga gave me $500 in the week. I was balling. I was going shopping. I was buying like ounces. I was just going partying. And my biggest regret, and the only reason why I cannot go back with him, is A, I don't want to be dependent on anybody. 2, we don't have anything in common. And then 3, like, to me, he was older than me because he was 44, I was 23. At the end of the day, I felt like as an adult and grown man, I felt like he could have invested more into teaching me how to be more important with like money and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so when we did
bring you up, so
instead of that shit.
Well, that's a power thing actually. You know, a lot of men, like, not want to say a lot of men, a lot of people in relationships, they do like to make their partner not know so much because it brings value to you that you would think, oh, I can break up with you now, or you don't have that power over me because I know how to do things, I know how to fend for myself. And a lot of people actually do like being in relationships where they have to take
to be needed.
They
want it to be
yeah.
Damn.
The only thing flip about it is like he still be trying to talk to me, but the thing is in his mind, and I don't know what kind of sadism is occurring in his brain. I think I said that wrong, but like he be feeling like he can have forever access to me, and I feel like he bought me some Fenties the other day. He bought me 2 pairs, and ever since then, I feel like when he calls me, he feels like he bought my time almost. Like I'm forced to go to dinner with him. I'm forced to like speak to him. When he calls me, if I'm calling, I'm gonna get like a weird text that says why you ain't X, Y, and Z. But like no shade. After we broke up, to speed it up and end it, I met this model. Worst thing in my life. Worst relationship interaction I had ever had. It shut down my life. I lost all my friends in a 2-year span. I literally closed every window and put up the darkest curtains in my house. Like I was just letting my cats like just have man babies. Like yo, I went from 2 cats to like 8 of them bitches in my house.
And I still want one, the black one.
I swear everything, yo.
Plenty of pussy.
But you know,
it's a pussy factor.
a part of this show and me sitting here is a part of me realizing that I am getting past what was going on. You know. I'm trying to be more like intact with life, period. But like, you know, I'm just learning a lot. But this just shows that I'm doing better because I really wasn't being social with people. I didn't give a fuck. I stopped having sex for 2 years. Bitch wasn't smoking no weed, and I'm a turn up. Like I turn the fuck up. So imagine I just stopped my life for like 2 years. I stopped my line. I started dressing like a bum. Like I'm extravagant, bitch. I would dress up and go to the corner store. I don't care. But like I dead was wearing sweats for the rest of my life. I was wearing people telling them I was wearing Yeezus. You know the holy sweaters?
Yeah.
Bitch, I was depressed as fuck. I just stopped giving a fuck. But yeah. But I'm happy I'm here amongst y'all because I wasn't sure.
And we appreciate you for being on the show. He's the chef. Feedback I get about you. You bring life to the show, so I thank you for like being a part of this and growing with me. Wow, because I can't say I created it. We all did.
You know, I'm just, if we all beings, we're just supposed to share life, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, like you how you said you're happy we all cooking and interchanging and stuff, like to me that's the black community. We was in Africa, we would be in a village and we would be holding each other down, you know what I'm saying? My child is your child, you know what I'm saying? My food is your food, like it's a community. We in America, you know, it's hard to, you know, it's hard, like we trying to be socialists and then we trying to
competing with each other.
Yeah, but then it's like, everything is a commodity. I want this much money for myself. I want to make this much for myself. We're not even about the other man anymore. And then we lose the essence of just who we are as a people. Like sitting down, food, conversation, that is the most African thing we could do. You know, and just cultural thing and touch. Okay, that's enough of my thesis.
Respect it.
Word.
I definitely respect it.
How about I drop a random thing on the table?
Okay.
Do you guys have first time stories?
Here we go with it.
First time stories. Like, fine. Since I brought it up, I can go first.
You should go first.
Exactly. Okay. So let's see. So I guess we can first start by defining first time.
Please.
First time, I guess, would be like your first time having sex, or would it be like your first time having a sexual interaction? I mean,
how about we talk about when you first realized you was gay?
Okay, we can do that. First time story. So the first time,
because
them first times are not always glorious and magical.
Okay, that is true. You're so right. Fine. The first time I realized I was gay, I was in middle school. I was in 7th grade, and I was on the soccer team, and I remember I had my very first wet dream, and it was about a guy on my soccer team, this Puerto Rican boy on my soccer team. His name was Giovanni. Giovanni, I can never find you on Facebook, so if you see this, add me. We call him out. His name was Giovanni, and Giovanni was so cute to me back in middle school. But I had that dream, and that's when I realized I was like, And I was so confused. I was just like, so this up until this point, I had been pursuing girls, like, like actively trying to pursue girls and failing. because for one, I was just always shorter. I only came back to this
You were
country-
shorter?
Yeah. 7th grade, I was 5'2". So like 5'2", braces. Still have like a Caribbean accent. Don't know anything about America. These girls did not check it for me. So, but then I'm like on the soccer team, and then I have this dream, and I realized it's about this guy, and it was just like it was a great experience, but I was so confused as to why it was him and not a girl, and I was just like, well, I guess this is what I like. So then at this point, I was like, nobody has to ever know about this. But then people who had already been telling me like, oh, you're a little sweet, you're a little flamboyant, you know, oh, Jair's gay, maybe he is, whatever, this and that. And I just remember around that time, I also discovered pornography, because after I had that wet dream, I wanted to know more. So then, like, pornography became a thing. Matter of fact, pornography wasn't even that big of a thing until really like college, but I had started to like dibble dabble look at it back then. And I was like, it was so crazy, like trying to erase the history on the school computer.
Oh, I never did. That's how I got
On the school computer?
in the computer lab.
Oh my
You was a bowl or something?
So they didn't have no blocker? Oh, yeah, this is
First of all,
the internet back then.
First of all, we you remember Z tunnel and X whatever tunnel you can use a tunnel go through
VPN
and like get through that shit. Like first of all, we were little geniuses.
So you was in the library getting your whole life?
I was just watching stuff, and like, you know, you would get like your little erection, you're like
Your little erection.
and you're like, and you feel like it's like you're doing like the most horrible thing in the world, like, but it's exciting. Like,
oh my god.
I remember I used to be in the library, the public library, children's library, like playing adult games, and like some of them were like very sexual, and you would just get a kiki with your friends because it's really like you're not supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
But off track. But the point of what I was saying in terms of first time, it was middle school. It was a time when every kid is confused, and it happened in the weirdest way, like in a wet dream. And it was about a teammate that I had to look in their face every day after school. Like, so it was really awkward. And it was really uncomfortable knowing that I had a desire that people would shun me for. And I was like, I already get teased for so many other things. My braces, before my braces it was buck teeth, which is why I had braces. It was like complexion, like someone called me a buck-toothed beaver, somebody called me like basically turn off the light, all you can see is Jai's teeth.
New York City,
all that stuff, like
New York City black kids are like one of the meanest kids, like son. New York City black kids are one of the meanest kids ever, son. Like, and we all going through shit.
Exactly. So
You didn't fight none of them fuckers?
Listen, 7th grade was the only year that I got into fights. I had got into 3 fights, and those are the only 3 fights I got into in my life, and then maybe once as an adult. But that year I got into 3 fights, all over people trying to make fun of my sexuality.
No. Oh, hell no. I used to windmill the hell out them kids. They used to try. No.
But first of all,
I was Hannah Baker. This is your team.
oh no.
Not to joke on the
Right,
but
you know.
I was definitely emotional. I guess I'm gonna go next.
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
My first time, I'm different in the sense of I always knew I was gay. I knew I was in love with my best friend. My best friend since pre-K. Like I was in love with him, and it was just that's my best friend. That's it. But you know when you're younger, you don't really think about it. But as time goes
That's
by,
true. I had a best friend I was in love with.
I was in love with my best friend, and I always thought about he kind of turned me out because I wasn't the one who initiated it. It was him.
He turned you.
It turned me out. That's not a real correct term, people. I hate when people say turn me out. No, I think he made me realize this is something I love. But it was so young. We were very, very young. So I always thought, I didn't know the word for it. I was like, I like him. So that's it. Like, I'm good. I like him. That's it. Because I was the hyperactive kid who just ran around. I would get high off of life. So like, sexually, things didn't really like register for me. But I was like, I'm just in love with my best friend and we do things. And that's it. I didn't know. it was a bad thing until about middle school when I guess that's when I knew I wanted to be an actor. Like I knew I wanted to perform. I went to public school 231, and that's when they had 3 academies: MIT, MBA, and ACT. And I was like, ACT, Academy of Creative Talent. Of course I'm gonna go there. So like I was like, I already knew I was an artist, and that's when I think Tyler Perry came out, and Madea was like a huge. I would imitate Madea all the fucking time, and that's when everyone was like, "Oh, gay," and I'm like, I don't even know what gay is. Like, what are you calling me this word? And then I Googled it, and that's when porn came up. Because I was like, what? Why is everyone calling me gay? I don't even know what this is. Like, okay,
what is gay?
What is gay? And then I Googled it, and then thanks a lot of people, y'all made me stumble into the rabbit hole, Alice in Wonderland. I followed that white rabbit down, and then got into the pornography thing, and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm gay. That's when I was like, okay, I'm gay, boom, whatever. And then I realized, listening to, because my family never really spoke about homosexuality.
West Indian.
They're West Indian, Jamaicans, but they didn't really speak about it. Like no, like you know what I'm saying. No one like paid it mind, or I was probably too young to realize it.
Okay.
But I know my grandmother. She'd be like, "Stop talking with your hands. Stop doing this. Stop doing this." And then once I said I was an actor, everyone like backed off. They was like, "Oh, he's just an actor. You know, of course he's gonna."
Right. It's the easiest excuse.
It's,
for them to put ease in their mind.
Ease in their mind, basically. And that's when I learned. I want to say from people, like videos, watching people speak about homosexuality. My family never really spoke bad about it, so it was outside, like society, like, oh, it's a bad thing to be this. So then I was with you. I was trying with the girls. I was like, let me see, failing, cause like I was the nerd. Like they all like the cool Jamaican kids who had like all the Gucci brand, all the like name brand stuff. What it was even Gucci back then. It was like Calvin Klein, Sean John. All that shit, Tommy Hilfiger, and I just was wearing like Pokemon shirt, and I was like I said, I was like the nerd growing up, and then I tried to hide being gay, because then my best friend, as we got older, and he started seeing what the world was saying about homosexuality, he became one of those DL athletes. And it was like. I accepted it, but I would never tell everyone I was gay. I was like, I know I'm gay. I like men, and I was in love with my best friend. And years later, we were still fooling around. Years. This is years. Like from pre-K to now, we're in middle school. We separated schools, and
where is he now?
Because I don't know if he's deal or not still, and I don't want to put his business out there. He definitely moved out of state though.
We finish it.
Yeah, that's when I figured out I was gay. But he had an issue with it because I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gay. And he was like, oh, I'm not, but you still spending the night. It was like that type moment, and it was like, oh, okay. So I want to say to going back, because I don't want to. That's another topic for another day if y'all want to get into that. But yeah, I always knew I was gay from pre-K. I just didn't know it was wrong until middle school, and then I came out bisexual in high school.
Okay. I came out bisexual for like a month, and then I was like, who am I fooling?
Who am I fooling? Went to college, didn't know.
That was a rap.
Didn't have gay friends or gay role models, so basically Noah from Noah's Ark was like my biggest inspiration of gay, so I thought that was the type of gay I was. I went to college. Look at me walking the room here, flipping. I grew out my hair, had locks. I was flipping and doing. I was doing everything, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not that either. And now I'm just trying to figure out what is gay and just living my life. You know,
gay is an aspect.
What is gay?
It's an aspect of you, not your entire.
It's not your entire being.
Oh, well, I guess we went from the whole first. I don't know. Me, I always knew, something was different. When you were in school and you're looking at little boys instead of little girls. But I want to say my first interaction with another gay guy, like I'm really debating, or should I say no, I'm not going to say who he is. I'll say it after, because I'm pretty sure y'all know.
Okay. I'll say that after.
He's like a social media.
I think you told me this years ago, but anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like maybe 16 when I met him, and we were a bunch of horny bastards because no, I'm good. We was all up on just hunching like nobody's business in the back of the car, and we tried the whole dating thing, and that didn't work out because he was being a whole with like a 38-year-old man. Mind you, we were 16.
That's God.
And
No
and I mean, it was just, I mean, they were like my first gay outlets, I guess, you know?
Okay.
Like, we used to all sneak into the clubs or pay the security men an extra $25 to let us in. And, I mean, that was pretty much it for me until I went to college and then met somebody else who, you know, came and
Show you the way.
show me the ropes, if you will. And but then it's funny, a lot of my friends, when I finally told them, I just thought it was this big secret. They was like, "Oh yeah, we knew." Yeah, these were straight people.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was lucky enough to have straight, both male and female friends who didn't, you know,
Ostracize you.
you know. I got lucky on that,
I got lucky too.
you know, but all that other beautiful bullshit, I guess I figured it out. But yeah, it started at 16 because of him.
He turned you out.
I'm not gonna say because I'm like, I want to so bad because he's already out there as gay, but still, I'm, oh shit, still shit. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it to myself.
16 keeps it pumping.
Keep it
Let's
going.
hit it.
Let me get this.
To the
You next. Let's go.
When did you first realize that you liked the boys? Or men?
You know what's funny? When I was mad little, I had to be 5 years old, right? Because my mom was a turn-up mom, and she used to leave me.
She was a what mom?
A turn-up mom. So my mom used to party hard, fucking core, son. She used to party mad hardcore, and she used to leave me with my sister, and my sister used to watch me. And my sister's like 6 years older than me, so I was
She would do
5.
her own thing.
She had to be like 11, huh?
She would do her own thing. Your sister.
She wouldn't do her own thing, but she'd be watching me. And that bitch would be dressing me up, saying like my mom clothes. Like my mom had this little bob wig, you know them braided bob wigs.
Oh my god.
Yo, she was with the bob wig on me. She was tied my shirt into a knot.
Hey, Cleopatra.
Pull up my mom like little heels and just be, mind you, my mom was much lighter, so she wouldn't destroy the world with heels on. Anyway, yeah, I used to put on her little heels and just walk around the house. Mind you, this is mad late, and it's late because we waiting for my mom to like come home. And like, I just always remember that. But even that was happening, I didn't think I was gay. Then my mom would have boyfriends, and then I'd be like, yo, this little man good. So still didn't think I was gay. I realized I was gay in like the 3rd grade. There was a custodian in the school named Lucky.
You better be getting to the gym.
Lucky had a little high top, fucking, you know, little S curl thing. It was shaved around with the little Bobby V. But then if you think about the year, I'm like, all right, this makes sense. But yeah, like I was like, all right, this is a shorty. And then I was like, I learned somehow what gay was. I can't remember how I learned, but I definitely like came into like fruition. And then, not fruition, but I was chilling. But then what had happened was too, I was messing with my best friend Loki, and I think I was the initiator. And we just ended up fucking for years. So if we started at like 14, we carried that shit on until I was like 19, 20. Then this nigga ended up meeting this girl and coming to the realization he like bitches. Even though I seen him like 3 months later knock my door with some cunt, I knew this nigga was on the down low. Like, clutch my girls and everything. I was like, nigga, you just told me you wasn't gay. Anyway, so you know that hurt my feelings. And I was like, I guess I was a gay. But then I still kind of like girls. I like girls for mad weird reasons. So when I was in high school and junior high school, like there was this girl named Jillian that I really did like. She used to cook for me and bring me stuff. She knew how to knit. She could knit me hats and shit. And like she was mad nice. And then in high school, it was this other girl I thought was nice. But then I just realized I like pretty girls. I just like to see women. I like to see titties. I like to see naked girls. Anyway, but I don't like girls.
You know what?
I don't like girls.
He likes seeing naked.
But you know what made me come out? Fucking Top Model. Top Model made me come out. Big up Tyra. I'm watching Top Model with my mom. It's like, and it was one of them seasons where this girl was modeling and she was a wrestler. It was a blonde girl. They turned her blonde. And she came out as a lesbian on the show. And I'm sitting there with my mom, like, yeah. Then my mom turned to me, she was like, are you gay? And I was like, yes. But even before she asked me if I was gay, one time I came home, I was hanging out with mad boys. I came home, we was smoking weed. I remember this lady in front of the building was like, y'all smell like crack. I'm like, bitch, you smoke the weed, you smell like crack. I'm like, bitch, you smell like crack. You like 15, like, where you I go walk up to my mom because she's in front of the building chilling with the ladies in the building. And then my mom turns to me, mind you, before I even come up to her, she turns to me and she's like, your breath smells like dick. Mom is the area. That's a fierce bitch. That's how you get it from. Thanks, Mom. Anyway, like, yeah, so that was my coming out story. That's how I figured out I was gay. But, like, I don't know. As an adult, though, I can honestly say I feel like I identify as being a queer person of color, if anything. I feel like I'm gender fluid. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'll just have to adhere to any labels, per se. Yeah. I could live that. I don't know what 10 years brings for my sexuality, you know. Mm-hmm. As I get older, different things appeal to me. Like, I used to really, really just be a bottom, and I feel like as I get older, I want to top more. I want to try to be a top, you know? Mm-hmm. So in my mind, like...
Your DM about to be flooded.
You said what?
So your DM's about to be flooded. You done told the people what you like.
I ain't mean to say it like that, but like, you know... Because that's what I learned. When you have moments with guys and you don't know what's going on. I just got turned off with a top. I was like, all right, my friend is more masculine than me, so I guess I am the bitch. And we used to frotage. You know what frotage is?
Yes.
Yes, we used to frotage.
To those who don't know, frotage is when you rub your together.
Dicks together, dick tops, however you want.
Yeah, basically.
And we used to frotage on a Saturday morning to cartoons. I used to wake up, his father used to make his breakfast, we used to watch cartoons, his father would go in his room, and we'd be fucking frotage.
Oh wait, that's my childhood. That's my best friend. And then I think what confirmed I was gay was when it finally penetrated. I was like,
listen, okay. It was to the point.
Here we are.
Like in 7th grade, he was in 7th grade and he did like a jump shot on the basketball team and broke his leg. And I dead fucked him like in his room with a broken leg.
Following the other rule.
I can't.
But you know that broke my heart though. I'm not gonna lie. When we was finished, that shit definitely broke my heart because that little Jamaican motherfucker. I was going to fashion school and I know what heartbreak was until that day in my life. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. Because that was my best friend, you know? Yeah. But yeah, in the here right now, I don't know, I'm just me. I feel like I was mad hood. So I think my commonality with like trade, I guess, or whatever, is just I was from the hood. Like I was mad hood. Like I just went to fashion school and I just ended up realizing like, bitch, you really alternative low key. You know, so that's the only reason I'm like, And then we said it before in another podcast, I honestly feel like a gay man is a white gay man in America. That's how I feel. But like, you know, as a person of color, I honestly feel that way. So that's when someone told me, I'm like, I look like this, especially when you watch TV, you look at stereotypes of what gay is. There's always this little flaming, little white man, Mr. Roper-esque. Or, you know, it's just like, come on, man. Okay. You know, not everyone adheres to that description. You know, so.
And then the labels puts a confusion on it, and then
I mean, listen,
portrayals.
Perception is a motherfucker, especially to each individual person. So you could be serving one thing, bitch see another. You know what I'm saying? One thing a bitch see, you think of the other. You know. And when it comes to sexuality, it's just like people is no shade, but the majority is slow. The majority, the 99% is not smart. It's that 3, 5, 10% that's probably really thinking like analytically and like pulling concepts together, looking at people. Some people just see what they think is what it is and run with it. They don't delve in or try to investigate, you know. But yeah, that's my realization of being a gay.
I wanted to like edit my story, so that moment.
You gonna edit something?
No. I wanted to edit it because that moment was the moment I for sure knew, but there were moments growing up that I had moments where I felt like, okay, am I interested in guys or whatever? Like for example, like we all had a best friend growing up. I had a best friend when I used to go to school in Antigua, and his name was, never mind, but he's in the U.S. Navy now, and we were like really close. And I remember I didn't even know it was gay or anything. I would just say this is my cousin because I was just like the closest thing I could think of in terms of making me feel like we can be close and there's something special is that you're my cousin. So I would just go around and be like, we're cousins, and then we'd always be like hugged up and shit and like hang out really close together. And he moved, and then eventually I moved, and I found him on Facebook like last year or 2 years ago, and I was just like, oh shit, you're in the U.S. Navy now, and you're all grown and shit, and he's still cute. So there was a moment like that, and that was back in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and then also, I don't know if family watches this, but like growing up, I had like an uncle that used to like get like dressed with his door open after the shower. I mean, I was a little kid. I was curious. One day I accidentally walked past and I saw his butt. I was just like, and then I saw his dick, and I was just like, so every time he took a shower, I would make sure that I was in the vicinity to look at his room when he got out the shower. And then I was curious like that, and I was just like, and that was more like curiosity. And I was a child, but like stuff like that. But then I knew for sure, like that I was gay because like I had a wet dream. Like I climaxed to a man in my dreams. Like I knew for sure at that point that I was gay.
No shade. My flow grade teacher, Mr. Opadar, was a shorty. I'm not into like white men, but this was one sizzling white man that I ever seen in the history of my world. Probably that was another realization of liking guys.
Okay.
But not the sentence being a gay. That's how West Indians say. They be like, a gay. My mom was like, you a gay? Like, you was a gay? You was a gay? That's how my mom looked in front of me. I was like, okay, I guess I am a gay.
Speaking of having crushes, I used to be in love. I do not know this actor's name, but y'all remember that show New York Undercover?
Yeah.
The little Puerto Rican man that got blown the fuck up.
I know.
Like I used to be like,
good too.
I was crying when they blew his ass up. I was so hurt. He was so fine to me. Like, damn.
Oh my god.
Oh god. That's low.
Let's just end it.
we can wrap it up.
That was a good
Any
talk.
final messages?
Any final messages?
Come on.
Sentences?
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts?
Oh, okay. Well, we can do like a final speed round thing of some sort. I don't know.
Well, let me just end it here. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you for coming, Robert.
No problem.
Please follow us on IG. It's MIMOSAS_WITH_MINATO. Mimosas
You might want to repeat
with
that.
Minato.
I'll repeat that for the children. That's
Mimosas _with_Minato. MINATO. And on YouTube. That's it.
Word.